180 airlines, representatives for Condor, the German airlines, and main agents for Virgin, KLM and Air France, who are specialists to the Middle East. Walk in to our ticket office at Morris Bishop Highway, call 439-4444, WhatsApp 534-7755, or visit caribjet.com.
The 5th Annual Masters of Calypso Melody and Rhythm Edition, Sunday, May 8th, Mother's Day, at the Spice Basket Bolio St. George's. Showtime, 6 p.m. and tickets cost $60. Featuring live from Trinidad and Tobago, Baron, Chigalos.
This is party time. I'm feeling to wine.
From Barbados, Red Plastic Bag. From Grenada, Beast, Scholar, Inspector, Black Wizard, Cox, Samantha Dixon, Squeezy and Moyakai. A special award ceremony for the Hitman Inspector.
Let me tell you that, Inspector, eat it better. Make yourself at home, young fella. Eat it better.
All artists backed by the Royal Grenada Police Force Band. A special cocktail on entry for all mothers. Compliments West Hall Rum. Tickets available at Mitchell's Health and Wellness Grand Anse, Grenada Optical St. George's, Kittens Pharmacy in St. George's and Grand Anse, St. David's Pharmacy, Licks and Bites Guave, Maxie's Bar Grenville. Masters of Calypso, powered by West Hall Rum's National Lotteries Authority, Flo, Senator Nolan Cox, Captain Harris Suites, Mitchell's Health and Wellness, ML Construction Services, King Elvis Taxi and Tours. One special evening dedicated to mothers. Sunday, May 8th, 6 p.m. This will be one unforgettable show.
She wants high. She wants plumbing.
RENDEC Community Partnership Initiative, supporting education.
The project for our school is the expansion of the school feeding department and home economics department. Our previous kitchen area has been very small and sometimes it became congested. Therefore, we would like to say a heartfelt thank you to GrenLec for partnering with us in ensuring that we improve the quality of education that we provide here at River Sally Government School.
GrenLec, energizing our community.
Your vehicle insurance should never break your bank. With Beacon, you can get up to 35% off your fully comprehensive car insurance and still get full protection from unexpected damages with free loss of use, windscreen cover, and special perils. When it comes to your insurance, always be sure you settle for more. Call us at 440-4447 or log on to beacon.co.tt and get a quote today.
Hello, welcome to the MTV News for Thursday, the 28th of April. In the headlines, several actions taken by the Royal Grenada Police Force in fatal boating accident involving a Coast Guard vessel. National Democratic Congress set out transformative agenda for Grenada in detail weekly, commencing next Wednesday. Opposition leader Tobias Clements speaks on the current political climate. And in sport, Puerto Rico defeats Grenada in the CONCACAF Women's Under-17 Championship. We'll have details to those and other stories coming up for you. A look to at the public forecast information. So right after the break, stay with us.
Angie, don't you know that you should not fly a kite near electrical poles and wires? You should only fly it in open areas. If the kite gets stuck, it can cause power outages throughout the village.
Then I'll just pull it down, Johnny. Simple.
No. You shouldn't do that. You can get shocked. You should call GrenLec at 237 and they will come and help.
Alright.
Never fly kites near the power lines. If your kite ever gets tangled, do not attempt to remove it on your own. A message from GrenLec, energizing our Grenada.
The first segment of TV News is brought to you in association with GUT Cooperative Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Make a greater contribution to your credit union by volunteering to serve on one of the following: Board of Directors, Supervisory and Compliance Committee, and Credit Committee. Members wishing to be considered must be active members of the credit union, be of good standing, and possess a reasonable understanding of the credit union's philosophy and operating principles. Application forms can be downloaded at gutcu.com/nomination or collected at any GUT-CCU branch. Send your application via email to nominations in care of GUT Cooperative Credit Union, Grenville and St. John Streets, St. George's. Or email your nominations to gutcu@spiceisle.com. The subject should be Nominations 2022. The deadline for applications is Friday, April 29th, 2022.
Good evening, Tony Julian with the details. And we first find that investigations are being carried out into the tragic and emotionally devastating boating accident involving a Coast Guard vessel on Sunday night. That's according to a release from the Royal Grenada Police Force. And we have more now from Tonya St. Louis Lawrence.
The Royal Grenada Police Force have extended condolences to the family, friends and loved ones of Kimon Bell, who died in the tragic boating incident. In Thursday's release, the Royal Grenada Police Force assured the public that the incident will be thoroughly investigated using a parallel approach that involves the Maritime Administration on one hand and the Royal Grenada Police Force on the other. It said the investigations will be conducted independently of each other. To date, several actions have already been taken. First, the accident was reported to the Maritime Administration in accordance with the Shipping Act Cap 303 of the 2010 Continuous Revised Laws of Grenada. The Maritime Administration will follow through on its mandates within the legislation to conduct the necessary investigation into the accident, the findings of which will be submitted to the Minister responsible for Maritime Administration for appropriate action. Secondly, the Royal Grenada Police Force has also requested the support from the Regional Security System RSS in conducting its investigation. The RSS will assist in providing maritime and investigative expertise, as well as provide an additional layer of objectivity and transparency in the investigative process. Expert assistance from the RSS is expected on the island early next week. According to the release, the Director of Public Prosecutions is involved and will be consulted at every stage of the investigation. It added that upon completion, the file and its findings will be handed over to the DPP for his consideration and recommendations. The determination of what criminal offense, if any, arises out of this incident will be made by the DPP. For the MTV Evening News, I am Tonya St. Louis Lawrence.
Investigations are ongoing into the communal credit union robbery in Pedmota, St. David, and the Royal Grenada Police Force is expressing concern over the spate of robberies which are currently taking place in the country. We hear more from Nikita Hostin.
The Communal Cooperative Credit Union's branch in Pedmota, St. David reopened its doors to the public on Tuesday, 2 weeks after a mid-morning robbery. On April 8, armed men forced their way into the building and escaped shortly after with an undisclosed sum of cash. There are no reports of anyone being injured during the incident, and police say they are committed to finding the perpetrators who remain at large.
Some investigation is being done, and they are leaving no stone unturned to solve that particular matter. And we will solve it. I don't know, next week, a month, 2 months from now, we will solve it. This is the assurance I can give you, we will solve it. So whether the persons are hiding now, we will find them.
Assistant Superintendent of Police Desmond Richards. Last weekend, a bakery in Happy Hill was also robbed, leading police to arrest and charge 2 brothers, ages 18 and 19. Both men were remanded to prison.
2 young men are in custody assisting the police with that investigation. And we really want to thank the officers as well for the speedy work to be able to hold one of the culprits the very night and thereafter, detained another, which I understand is two brothers. And they are assisting police at this time with the investigation.
Recently, there have been reports of armed robberies in the country. Businesses, homeowners, and citizens are strongly encouraged to guard their properties and pay attention to their valuables, including cash and credit cards. ASP Richard says cameras and locking systems are needed now more than ever.
The type of locks that they should have on the building when they're going out, where not to leave keys under mats or have you, how to properly secure the houses. These are things that persons need to pay attention to. We know there are some persons who are very determined. They walk with their tools, they will break windows, they will force open doors, but we have to be able to secure our houses the best way that we can. Maybe it might call for some of us putting up cameras. I mean, it will cost us some money, and even some burglar bars and those things now and investing in better locking system.
Nikita Hostin, MTV News.
The issue of pensions for public workers has raised many other questions, including just who is eligible to receive pension benefits. According to Rhonda Jones, Permanent Secretary at the Department of Public Administration, while the pension benefits are available, they are not an entitlement afforded to every type of worker in the public service. She went on to explain that there are ways of determining a person's eligibility, as we now hear in a report from Donella Holston.
There are many questions surrounding the issue of pension benefits for workers within the public service, including who is eligible to receive them. Permanent Secretary at the Department of Public Administration, Rhonda Jones, during an interview on MTV's special edition of Rise and Shine on Wednesday, explained the major pension acts.
Now, we have 4 major pension acts in the public service, and each one defines its own eligibility conditions. So there is the Pension Act that governs the teaching service. There is the Pension Act that governs the police service. There is the act that governs the prison service. There is the act that governs the general mainstream public officers. And then we also have the Special Pension Act. And each one describes its own eligibility conditions.
She made mention, too, of early retirement and the conditions that come with it.
Public officers can retire from as early as 55 years old. Under these conditions, you are eligible to receive a gratuity, and then you would receive your pension payments beginning from age 60.
The PS went on to share the grounds that a person may retire.
Generally, the grounds for retirement include ill health, so that's medical grounds, maximum service, which is 26 years and 8 months, or you can do so on the grounds of age. And in the public service, the mandatory retirement age is still 60 years.
She further explained the special pension, which was introduced in 2003 to cater to a group of employees who had no pension rights.
A public officer who was in the government service before 1983 remained in the government service, and that is continuously remained in the government service, and thereafter received a definitive appointment post-85. These officers now had an eligibility under the special pension. And here we have officers like student teachers, student nurses, community health aid, officers who would have served in the PRA and subsequently joined the police service or served in any other civil capacity. These were a few of the officers that had no rights at all.
Reporting for MTV News, I am Donella Hostin.
Deacon Mitchell, political leader of the National Democratic Congress, NDC, outlines his party's new vision for Grenada, Carriacou, and Petit Martinique once he wins the upcoming elections. This new vision includes salary increases for workers, housing programs, and proper health care, as we now hear.
The workers of Grenada. We must recognize and reward the dignity of work. It is the workers of our nation that have built this nation. We must encourage and reward worker productivity. Our workers must have a major stake in the economic benefits of our country. There must be an end to the so-called contract work. It is illegal. And the same way in which the pension issue has come around 40 years later, it is the same way the contract work issue will come around if we do not solve it now.
That was the political leader of the National Democratic Congress, Deacon Mitchell, articulating his party's vision to transform the country, outlined in his plans for Grenada once elected. During an address on Wednesday, Mr. Mitchell said workers should be paid twice per month as it will help families take better care of their basic needs. He said the nation deserves better health care and hospital service system that provides accessible and affordable health to all citizens.
The transformation of our healthcare system is an immediate priority. We must be ambitious when imagining the healthcare Grenadians deserve. We need modern hospital services that can treat the problems of Grenadians at home. Additionally, we need better primary care and a national health insurance scheme.
Developing education and agriculture were also focused on. The political leader says the reshaping of these sectors is a priority for the party.
We must revamp our curriculum to meet the modern needs of Grenada. Vocational, technical and skills training centers must be made a priority, and these centers must be opened particularly in our rural communities. Our education system must include the creative arts and digital technology. We must teach computer literacy not just to our young students, but to our adult population as well.
He says the creative sector should also be boosted. He also elaborated on plans relating to housing.
Grenada is full of talent and creativity, and we must make it a priority to maximize on the opportunities available in these areas. This potential is enormous, and lives can be transformed once we make calculated investments and train our people. We will embark in partnership with the private sector to design, build, and make available safe and sound homes in each parish in Grenada.
Over the next several weeks, the NDC will set out agendas for the country, focusing on plans to pay the pension, regularize the workers, and make permanent Imani workers. Nikita Hostin, MTV News.
Opposition leader Tobias Clement speaks on the current political climate here in Grenada and his plans in going forward, as the election date may soon be announced by Prime Minister Dr. Keith Mitchell. As citizens anxiously await the announcement of the election date by the Prime Minister, Dr. Keith Mitchell, opposition leader Tobias Clement, speaking on MTV's Rise and Shine morning program, spoke of his plans for the electoral cycle. Clement, who is a parliamentary representative for St. George North East constituency, says though the date has not been announced by the Prime Minister, that he is encouraging individuals to be prepared.
We can go up until June of next year, and I know there is always the hype and things are looking in that direction, but again, I always tell people, you are dealing with Dr. Mitchell, and all you have to do is to be prepared, because you do not know, like sometimes it operates almost like a god. You do not know the time of the season, because Grenada belongs to Dr. Mitchell. So when he say he has the melody, gonna ring it, ding, ding, ding. So one has to be well calculated as much as you can. So who knows? I mean, still, that is the question. Who knows? It could be in June. It could be from June of this year to June of next year. So we still have a year.
When probed on whether or not he'll be a candidate in the upcoming elections, the opposition leader had this to say.
In my judgment, where I am now, these are some of the calculations that I'm making. Going into an election, if I go by myself, if I go independently, if I go with other people, is the possibility there for me to win? If not, then, because at the end of the day, whatever election machinations that you have, there is no second place. There is absolutely no second place. And so that is what should be hanging over everybody's head. And I say, ultimately, winning is one, but losing is a son of a gun.
Clement gave his assessment on what is taking place currently as a political climate heats up.
At the end, people usually say it is a numbers thing. Numbers are very important. And so if, look at the political history of Grenada. NNP 1985 to 1990, NDC from 90 to 95, NNP again from 95 to 2008 to 2013, NDC, and then 2013 to now NNP. Who really have a history of winning, and why? Even though sometimes when the task is daunting, because the political leader of the NNP, regardless of what you say, remember he's a mathematician.
That's the first segment of news. We'll be right back with you after the break.
The first segment of MTV News was brought to you in association with GUT Cooperative Credit Union. It's where you belong.
Make a greater contribution to your credit union by volunteering to serve on one of the following: Board of Directors, Supervisory and Compliance Committee, and Credit Committee. Members wishing to be considered must be active members of the credit union, be of good standing, and possess a reasonable understanding of the credit union's philosophy and operating principles. Application forms can be downloaded at gutcu.com/nomination or collected at any GUT-CCU branch. Send your application via email to nominations in care of GUT Cooperative Credit Union, Grenville and St. John Streets, St. George's. Or email your nominations to gutcu@spiceisle.com. The subject should be Nominations 2022. The deadline for applications is Friday, April 29th, 2022.
When a loved one passes on, we all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on LaCour Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Our upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern, environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment. As you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest, visit or call LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things:
kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
Grenada football action is back on Saturday, 30th April. Get ready for the 4th edition of the Pure Grenada Cup at the Kirani James National Stadium with 2 opening games. From 6 p.m., St. Mark Western Stars versus St. Patrick Crown City Strikers. Then from 8 p.m., defending champions St. Andrew Big Parish Stars versus St. George Royal Cannons. Admission $20. Then just one game from 6 p.m. U17 Young Gunners versus St. John Dolphins. Admission $10. The 4th edition of the Pure Grenada Cup is on. Don't miss it.
The second segment of MTV News is brought to you in association with the Communal Cooperative Credit Union. To grow with us, save with us.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business,
for your education,
for your financial freedom,
for that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
Welcome back. U.S. Senator Chris Dodd, special advisor for the 9th Summit of the Americas, during a press briefing on Thursday, shared some of the issues he discussed with some CARICOM leaders when he visited the region. Dodd said during his meetings with the leaders and officials that he'd noticed that many of the countries had similar challenges, including that of climate change and its effects.
Those matters. Climate change was an issue that came up in every conversation I had with the various representatives from the CARICOM nations. So those are critically important. Obviously, health issues are important as well, getting our economy moving again so that people can have the kind of jobs and futures that they would like to plan on. And again, because of what's occurring in the world today and the problems that exist, how can we provide better energy security for everybody in the CARICOM countries and throughout the region? With a lot of the changes that are occurring in climate change, we're going to see pressure in terms of food production, access to clean, clear water will be coming up. Those are matters that people brought up. I know that most of the countries depend heavily on tourism to make their economies work. And that's certainly been a great asset for the countries. But I think as well in this new economy, a digital age, the importance of being able to access to the internet and to the wonderful opportunities to visit libraries and universities all over the world as a child growing up in Barbados.
Dodd noted that President Joe Biden is committed to strengthening the relations with CARICOM, and he hopes to meet with and speak to the respective leaders at the summit as they seek assistance in overcoming their various challenges.
I'm not going to sit here and tell you today we're going to resolve every problem that will be raised and has been raised over the years. But I know the President of the United States, and he cares deeply about this. They put together a great team already within the Biden administration to focus on this, as they have been for a number of months now in preparation for the meeting. And they want to have it go beyond, obviously, the positions taken. How do we actually resolve some of these things and come together to work on them? And I'm confident that will happen.
Dodd said it's about bridging the divide. The 9th Summit of the Americas will be held from the 6th to the 10th of June in Los Angeles, California. The Youth Emergency Action Committee, in collaboration with the Royal Grenada Police Force, wrapped up its 10-day Train the Trainer Community Emergency Response Program, supported by Sandals Foundation. We now have more.
Over 15 people participated in the training workshop. The ceremony detailed the training that has been completed and the plans for the remainder of the Building Safer Communities project supported by Sandals Foundation. One participant gave an overview of the training.
The teaching techniques displayed were impressive and unique to each instructor. I will surely mimic some of the techniques and styles that was used to present to us in the near future. The activities aspects of the training stood out the most to me because it was very realistic.
That was Woman Police Constable Tyra Frederick. Officer in charge of the training academy is Superintendent Holly George.
We have created a much better enabling environment through many training programs. And today, these training programs deepens that and forms part of that process. And so we have seen that we have been able, following Ivan, to much better respond to situations that confront us, like that of hurricanes, etc.
DeLeon Forrester is the PRO Communications Officer at Sandals Grenada. She spoke of Sandals' commitment to working on programs like these.
This is a very important project as we mark 40 years of Sandals resorts in the entire region. And actually, yesterday, we marked about 7 years of Sandals in Grenada. So we're just at the tip of the iceberg. Yes. These community partnerships are absolutely important to us because it is at the core of our organization. Sandals is a regional brand. It's a Caribbean brand made by Caribbean people, operating with Caribbean people, serving the world. And so our linkages are very important.
The Youth Emergency Action Committee was formed in September 2011 and is funded in part by United States Agency for International Development, the Office of Foreign Disaster Assistance, and the Catholic Relief Service, all of which are established organizations and deal with the well-being of mankind. Nikita Hoston, MTV News.
The Ministry of Agriculture received a new shipment of phosphate-based fertilizers, which can strategically be used by farmers at the beginning of the crop cycle, which will aid in boosting productivity, as we now hear from Troy Gill.
Farmers in St. Andrews stand to benefit from a new shipment of phosphate-based fertilizer, along with implements that are expected to boost production and improve livelihoods under the ongoing Moroccan Soil Fertility Mapping Project. During the handing over ceremony at the Maribo Agricultural Station, senior agronomist in the Ministry of Agriculture, Alison Haynes, said the fertilizer is meant to be used at the beginning of production and also highlighted other instruments they received for testing soil acidity and moisture content.
So, these are starter fertilizers, and as the name implies, it must be used in the beginning of the crop cycle. So you apply it when you're planting, you put it in the hole, or during land preparation, and you plow it in. An EC meter so that you can look at the acidity of the land, so that you're having your aerometers, so that we can look at the moisture content in the land, so we determine how we irrigate. We do not want to overwater. We know the issue with water now, right? And managing our irrigation, managing the resources. We have thermometers, very large enough so that we can test our compost. We have budding knives. We have a number of augers to collect, for the extension officers to collect their soil samples so that we can do analysis.
The Chief Agricultural Officer in the Ministry of Agriculture is Trevor Thompson.
Each of these fertilizers have different uses, right? It's not a broad base fertilizer that could be used for vegetables, etc. And so you have to know when to apply it and how to apply it, and to which crop to apply it. And for me, that's the priority. And I think that So it requires the agronomy division, the extension division, having the information and knowledge, whether it's in fact sheets or whatever, to share with the farmers, so that they could understand the application of the fertilizer.
Minister of Agriculture, Honorable Peter David, highlighted the importance of incorporating science and technology in agriculture that will lead to increased productivity.
Our objective is to increase production. Our objective is to make sure that more agricultural land is put under production. So I want to thank the government of Morocco for that. It's going to help us to be efficient in our production. We don't have to do trial and error. You know, science is really developed. In the past, it was trial and error. You try, you fail, you try again, you fail. Now, you know before you try what can be done because of the application of science.
For MTV News, Troy Gill.
The Grenada Informer is wishing the workers of Grenada a happy May Day on Sunday, the 1st of May. They encourage workers to enjoy their special day and to remember, as they enjoy the day set aside for them, production is the key to nation building. Well, in this week's Grenada Informer online publication, Royal Grenada Police Force says accident, Clouden says negligence. Teenage brothers remanded for robbery. Government will not appeal court decision. In the Sister Isles, no Carriacou maroon again this year. NADMA intensifies preparation for hurricane season. Successful 6-rose maroon and Kimlan Phillip to represent the Sister Isles in Spice Mass Beauty Pageant. That's the second segment of news. We'll have regional highlights here on the Evening News Thursday coming up after the break.
The second segment of MTV News was brought to you in association with the Communal Cooperative Credit Union. To grow with us, save with us.
We support you at every stage of your life.
For business.
For your education.
For your financial freedom.
For that new ride.
Upgrade your life with the Communal. Contact us today.
The 5th Annual Masters of Calypso Melody and Rhythm Edition, Sunday, May 8th, Mother's Day, at the Spice Basket Bolio St. George's. Showtime, 6 p.m. and tickets cost $60. Featuring live from Trinidad and Tobago, Baron, Chigalos. From Barbados, Red Plastic Bag. From Grenada, Beast, Scholar, Inspector, Black Wizard, Cox, Samantha Dixon, Squeezy and Moyakai. A special award ceremony for the Hitman Inspector.
Let me tell you that, Inspector, eating better. Make yourself at home, young fella. Eating better.
All artists backed by the Royal Grenada Police Force Band. A special cocktail on entry for all mothers. Compliments West Hall Rum. Tickets available at Mitchell's Health and Wellness Grand Anse, Grenada Optical St. George's, Kittens Pharmacy in St. George's and Grand Anse, St. David's Pharmacy, Lixon Bites Guave, Maxie's Bar Grenville, Masters of Calypso, powered by West Hall Rum's National Lotteries Authority, Flo, Senator Nolan Cox, Captain Harris Suites, Mitchell's Health and Wellness, ML Construction Services, King Elvis Taxi and Tours. One special evening dedicated to mothers. Sunday, May 8th, 6 p.m. This will be one unforgettable show.
She wants high. She wants plumbing.
Glam out in the best names and designer frames with Quartz Optical. Buy one stylish frame and get 50% off your second pair. Sport your favorite Armani, Converse, Vogue, and many more frames for less. Get an additional 10% off and pay nothing for 30 days when you pay with Ready Finance. Book your free eye examination appointment online today on www.quartzoptical.com. Don't miss the opportunity to glam out, only at Quartz Optical. Value you can see. Offer available while stocks last. Special conditions apply.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
You want a hand sanitizer to do 3 things: kill germs, be gentle, and to go where you go. You can get all of that in our hand sanitizer. Hard on germs, gentle on hands, affordable. Remember, hand sanitizers contain alcohol. Keep away from heat and flames and avoid contact with eyes. Available at retailers island-wide.
A message by the Grenada Distillers Limited.
Grenada football action is back on Saturday, 30th April. Get ready for the 4th edition of the Pure Grenada Cup at the Kirani James National Stadium with 2 opening games. From 6 p.m., St. Mark Western Stars versus St. Patrick Crown City Strikers. Then from 8 p.m., defending champions St. Andrew Big Parish Stars versus St. George Royal Cannons. Admission $20. Then just 1 game from 6 p.m. U17 Young Gunners versus St. John Dolphins. Admission $10. The 4th edition of the Pure Grenada Cup is on. Don't miss it.
The third segment of MTV News is brought to you in association with Arizo Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
My name is Dominic Lawrence. I'm a police officer by profession, and I've been a member of Arizo now for about 20 years or less. I chose to join Arizo because I've been hearing some good stuff about them. And my sister was a member before me. She told me about her good experience that she had with Arizo. What I like most about Arizo is the way they treat you as a member. They take good care of you. They help you in very, very good ways. They have some good products in place to help you. I've been able to budget a lot better because of the products and things that they have in place to help us as members. I love it when you call Arizo and the way they would answer the phone. Arizo, how can we make you smile? I would like to take this time now to congratulate Arizo on the 75 years of service to the people of Grenada.
Welcome back. This is where we join Josanne McKee-Smith for news from across the region.
Good evening. Health officials in Trinidad are reporting an 85% increase in the daily average of COVID-19 cases compared to 2 weeks ago. Health Minister Terence Dialsing is warning the population that it could soon revert to a situation where in excess of 700 cases are being reported daily. Sunil Lala of TTT News has the details.
This country's COVID-19 situation is changing direction according to health officials, and they're urging the population to take all precautions necessary to prevent the spread of the virus. Epidemiologist Dr. Avery Hines says there was a 24% increase over week 15 and 16 and is projected to move to 30% by the end of this week, which according to Health Minister Terence Dialsing is not explosive yet. He adds that the positivity rate of the number of tests returning positive results has also been increasing, with the monthly cases now beginning to rise again.
April may end somewhere between 9,400 and 9,500 cases, which would only be a 5.8 to 6.8% decrease. So the rate at which we're dropping has diminished tremendously, which could signal basically what we call a turnaround, with changing direction.
But Minister Dialsing notes that with the opening up of the economy and relaxation of restrictions, this was anticipated.
It is to be expected. What we are watching is not only the cases, and we have indicated this before. We look with a hawk's eye at the hospital cases.
He says any thoughts of increasing measures will be considered by the Cabinet.
The question about increased measures or alternate measures is one that will be considered by the Honorable Prime Minister.
Minister Dialsing is hoping the rise in cases does not lead to a situation where the decommissioning of the Arima Hospital and others have to be stopped and urged the population to get vaccinated to ensure that does not happen again.
Scores of grade 6 students sitting exams in St. James, Jamaica were affected by protest action by taxi drivers who are frustrated over poor road conditions. We get the details now from TVJ News.
Taxi operators who ply the Paradise Norwood to downtown Montego Bay route withdrew their service Wednesday morning to protest the deplorable state of the main road. Now, Ministry of Education Director for Region 4, Dr. Michelle Pinnock, told TVJ News that the police assisted in getting the students to school centers for the first of a 2-day curriculum-based test. The taxi operators say for years they have been complaining about the condition of the road, but it seems to have fallen on deaf ears.
We hear a whole heap of things over the years, and not just today alone. This try to deal with long time, and nothing. We not get no result. So right now we are look result.
The bad word is plaguing me. Even Saturday the last time I spent $40,000 on my back end. I paid $28,000 for the back end and $12,000 to put it up. And we still have to operate on the same road. We're asking the councillor, please assist us with the road.
And we need help. Other roads are getting fixed. And this is the main road from Norwood to downtown. And they need to fix this road.
The taxi operators say while they understand the plight of the traveling public, the protest is necessary to get their voices heard.
Right now, it's hard. Gas price, and then when I check it, parts price, everything. It's tough. It's tough, my boss, really tough.
Councillor for the Montego Bay Central Division, Joshua Cummins, has given assurance that work on the road will begin tomorrow.
I don't think it is really necessary because we had 3 meetings in regards to the fixing of the road. And on Thursday of last week, we had our 3rd meetings to update the association of taxi drivers that we are going to fix the road. And to come this morning and see the road block, it was a bit disappointing.
In more news, the St. Lucia government says it has agreed with non-management employees of the cash-strapped regional airline Liat, who were terminated in 2020, to settle long-standing termination payments to them. In his budget speech, Prime Minister Philip Pearce said the decision to settle these outstanding payments is yet another demonstration of his government's continued commitment to the upliftment of the welfare of the workers. Mr. Pearce did not say how much is owed to the non-management employees, but the regional trade unions, including the Leeward Islands Airline Pilots Association, LIALPA, say they are united in seeking the millions of dollars owed to the workers. And finally, a Jamaican man has been rescued while 3 people are still missing after a boat which police suspect was used in drug smuggling capsized in Caymanian waters. The incident took place on Friday but became public on Wednesday after the Cayman Islands Coast Guard called off a search and recovery operation for the 3 missing men. According to the Cayman Compass newspaper, the search for the men began shortly after 1 p.m. on Friday, when authorities were alerted to several packages floating along the coastline of Grand Cayman. The Jamaican was taken to the Cayman Islands hospital where he was treated for minor injuries. After being released, he was arrested in connection with the 945 pounds of ganja recovered from the floating packages. And that's your regional roundup. I am Joseph McKee-Smith for MTV News.
It's the MTV Evening News. We'll be back with you after the break.
The 3rd segment of MTV News was brought to you in association with Ariza Credit Union. Your financial freedom, your future.
I've been a member of the Ariza Credit Union since 2016, and honestly I joined to come out of poverty. What I love most about Ariza Credit Union is their support in helping us as members to save. I was in the credit union like a little under a month. The sewing machine that I had went bad, and I was in desperate need of, purchasing another. I simply went to speak to my loan officer. I wanted to know details of how to go forward. How do I become qualified to get a loan? And the next thing I knew, she said, how much money do you need? And at that time I needed $7.99. And she said, I'll loan you the money. And from there, I purchased the sewing machine, and this is the result. As a young person, we all have those little achievements in the back of our mind that seem so far-reaching. What Ariza encourages us to do is to save. I'm really happy, honestly.
You're watching the MTV Evening News. Sporting highlights are next.
Glam out in the best names and designer frames with Quartz Optical. Buy one stylish frame and get 50% off your second pair. Sport your favorite Armani, Converse, Vogue, and many more frames for less. Get an additional 10% off and pay nothing for 30 days when you pay with Ready Finance. Book your free eye examination appointment online today on www.quartzoptical.com. Don't miss the opportunity to glam out. Only at Quartz Optical. Value you can see. Offer available while stocks last. Special conditions apply.
Introducing the Grenlec mobile app. You can now get your bill balance and easily track energy usage for your home or business. Report and receive alerts about power outages. Plus, stay up to date by receiving the latest notifications. Yes, the Grenlec app keeps you connected anytime, anywhere.
Holy Natural Spring Water is a water for every occasion. On the field of sports, at your workplace, just open the bottle and savor the pure, refreshing taste. Holy Natural Spring Water is produced in Mama Can St. Andrews and is available in all sizes nationwide. To order, telephone 444-7654 or 533-7654. Holy Natural Spring Water, Grenada's purest bottled water.
Puerto Rico defeats Grenada in the CONCACAF Women's Under-17 Championship. We'll have details to that and other highlights coming up for you in sport.
Make a greater contribution to your credit union by volunteering to serve on one of the following: Board of Directors, Supervisory and Compliance Committee, and Credit Committee. Members wishing to be considered must be active members of the credit union, be of good standing, and possess a reasonable understanding of the credit union's philosophy and operating principles. Application forms can be downloaded at gutcu.com/nomination or collected at any GUTCCU branch. Send your application via email to nominations in care of GUT Cooperative Credit Union, Grenville and St. John Streets, St. George's. Or email your nominations to gutcu@spiceisle.com. The subject should be Nominations 2022. The deadline for applications is Friday, April 29th, 2022.
Special evening now to you, sporting fans. Let's turn things over to Donella Holston for this evening's highlights.
Good evening, sporting fans. Puerto Rico defeated Grenada 4-0 in the CONCACAF Women's Under-17 Championship on Wednesday at the Estadio Panamericano in San Cristobal. It is the conclusion of both Group E and Group G at the 2022 CONCACAF Women's Under-17 Championship in the Dominican Republic, with the likes of Puerto Rico and Nicaragua each punching their ticket to the next round. Group G had the first games of the day, and it was Puerto Rico topping Grenada in a winner-take-all affair. A Tiara McIntosh own goal in the 9th minute served as the only score of the game until the final 15 minutes when Boricos closed in a strong fashion. A pair of goals from Madison Krakoa in the 75th and 81st minute, along with Alia Rivera's score in the 90+2 minutes, allowed Puerto Rico to collect the precious 3 points, a third-place finish in the group, and a spot in the round of 16. The other game in Group G determined who would finish atop the group, and it was the United States, doing it with a 5-0 triumph over Costa Rica at the Estadio Olímpico Felix Sanchez in Santo Domingo in a duel between two sides already qualified for the next round. Though already through to the knockouts at the CONCACAF Women's Under-17 Championship, Jamaica's head coach Dane Chambers says his young Reggae Girls will be gunning to take the maximum points of Canada in their Group F top-of-the-table clash against Dominican Republic today. Kickoff is at 6 p.m. Jamaica time at the Estadio Panamericano in San Cristobal. With 2 wins, a 7-0 thrashing of Bermuda, and a come-from-behind 3-1 beating of the host nation, Chambers believes top honors in the group are there for the taking. And while their performances, particularly in Tuesday's contest, was by no means flawless, he is backing his charges to get the job done. Both Jamaica and Canada are on 6 points each, but the Chambers side sits second due to an inferior 9-goal difference to the 15 tallied by the North Americans. President of the British Virgin Islands Athletic Association, Steve Augustin, has not ruled out the possibility of the BVI making a bid to host the Carifta Games in the future. He was speaking on Talk Sports on Wednesday night with sports journalist Michael Bascom. Augustin says that despite the island still in a recovery stage following a hurricane and the COVID-19 pandemic, the hosting of the games is at the forefront of discussions.
You know, perhaps it was definitely before 2017. At one of those celebrations that we had, I made mention to our minister at the time that maybe the BVI can look into hosting the Carifta Games in maybe another 7, 8, or 9 years. We had, of course, you would have known that we went through Hurricanes Irma and Maria and were drastically, at least the country, devastated from those 2 hurricanes, notwithstanding the fact that there was a flood just a few short weeks before. So we're back up on our feet. We're not quite where we were, but we're a long way from the devastation that took place back in 2017. But to answer your question, I think those hurricanes may have thrown us back a few years in hosting the Carifta Games, but it's definitely something that I have continued to mention. I had some sideline discussions with my association members and 1 or 2 persons from the Recreation Trust.
Guyana's lone Olympic medalist Michael Paris is set to be honored in October. This was revealed by Minister of Culture, Youth and Sports, Charles Ramson Jr. Paris won bronze in the bantamweight 54 kg division at the 1980 Summer Olympics in Russia. Speaking to the media on Wednesday, Minister Ramson noted the intended message he hopes to send to athletes through this gesture.
This here is really functioning as just a signal to the public about where the ministry and the government of Guyana stands in relation to making this presentation to Michael and sending the signal as well to for the sports conference and to the role that we would want him to play in the sports conference, and to signal to young people that whenever they do well, that it should always be recognized.
And that's it for this evening's sports. I am Donella Hostan.
Thank you, Donella, for the latest in sport. We'll have the public forecast information coming up for you, and then a recap of the headlines when we return.
MTV Weather is brought to you in association with Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
We've been down, but not out. It's been hard, but we've persevered together. We each have a role in Grenada's successful recovery, nourishing our families, guiding our children, caring for our communities, energizing our lives. We are strong. Together, we are Grenada.
Good evening once again, viewers, with Thursday night's weather forecast and meteorologist Wayne Williams.
The surface trough continued to affect the Eastern Caribbean, bringing showers throughout the day. Even though we did see some clearing and a little peak of sunshine, that's not the end of the rainfall as yet. We're going to see some more continuing as the trough moves directly over the islands during tonight and into tomorrow. The northern, extreme northern Caribbean, they saw lots of brilliant sunshine. The haze in the meantime is already here. We're seeing it slightly, and as conditions improve and the cloudiness dissipates, we're going to see it, it's going to become more dominant. Right now, still lots of cloudiness to contend with. Three major areas of activity right now. One area to the northeast, more around the northern Windward Islands, would continue bringing showers there. Another area mostly to the west of Grenada, but encompassing us, so we're going to see some showers there, and a further area to the southwest of Trinidad. All of those are the main areas that will see rainfall tonight, but over the entire area the rain is expected to continue. The forecast for Thursday night is for it to be overcast with showers, easterly winds between 5 and 10 miles per hour. Again, we could see some calm spells, a minimum of around 23. The moon is going to rise in the morning at 2 minutes to 5 and set in the afternoon at 5:32. Friday is going to bring some showers, fewer, but still we're going to see some showers on Friday. The haze will begin to show up a bit more. Winds will remain easterly between 10 and 20 miles per hour with moderate seas and 5 to 7 foot waves. The sun is going to rise at 5:48 and set at 6:20. Around 30-31 will be the max. It will feel like 32-33. Showers still in Port of Spain and Bridgetown. We expect them to be more isolated. Partly cloudy in Kingston. Thunderstorms for Miami. Sunny in New York, and partly cloudy also in London. Well, the haze is here for a while. It's going to continue through the weekend and into the next week. On Saturday, we expect some residual morning showers. Partly cloudy by Sunday. Still about a 40% chance of some showers there again early. The nighttime, we would see some showers mostly in the interior and inland areas. But by latter part of Sunday into Monday, conditions should begin improving significantly. That's it from me for Thursday night, folks. Have yourself a great night, and you can join me again on Friday.
MTV Weather was brought to you in association with Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
And now to end the news, a recap of the headlines. Several actions taken by the Royal Grenada Police Force in fatal boating accident involving a Coast Guard vessel. National Democratic Congress to set out transformative agenda for Grenada in detail weekly, commencing next Wednesday. Her Majesty's opposition leader Tobias Clement has spoken on the present political climate. And in sport, Puerto Rico has defeated Grenada in the CONCACAF Women's Under-17 Championship. We've had details to those and other stories, a look to at the public forecast information. All for now, on behalf of the News and Production Departments and Tony Julian, we all join together in thanking you for viewing and wishing you a good night.
I'm a winner, you are winner, we are winners, winners, winners. It's the big one. Grenada. Imagine winning $25,000 and up to 6 times by scratching just one lotto ticket. Get your triple cash scratch tickets for a chance to live your best life. Win easy with Scratch. For just $3, match any of your numbers to any of the winning numbers and win the prize shown for that number. Reveal a money back symbol and win the prize instantly. Triple cash scratch in stores now. Must be 18 or older to play.
Cause I'm a winner. From the moment that I get up, I'm feeling right.
Good evening, viewers and listeners. Welcome to the National Lottery Authority's Daily Pick 3 Evening Draw for today, Thursday, the 28th of April, 2022. I'm Lexanne Fletcher, and I'll be your draw hostess for this evening. I've got Miss Priscilla Barry standing in with me. She's representing PKF Accountants and Business Advisors. Of course, Miss Barry is here to ensure the games for this evening are conducted in a fair and accountable manner. The game balls have not been tampered with and are within industry standards. A quick reminder, don't forget with the Pick 3 game, you can bet as little as $1 on inline, mix, and pair tickets and from $2 on backup tickets. Let's find out what the winning numbers will be for this evening. It pays to play. Good luck to you. All right, check your tickets. First number. First number is 2. Second number 1, third and final. Third and final is 9. Let's recap. First number was 2, second number 1, third and final was 9. Congratulations if you're a winner this evening. And don't forget, up next is a Playway draw. Hope you got your tickets. We'll see you then.
I'm a winner. You are winner. We are winners. Winners.
It's the big one. Grenada. Imagine winning $25,000 and up to 6 times by scratching just one lotto ticket. Get your triple cash scratch tickets for a chance to live your best life. Win easy with Scratch. For just $3, match any of your numbers to any of the winning numbers and win the prize shown for that number. Reveal a money back symbol and win the prize instantly. Triple cash scratch in stores now. Must be 18 or older to play.
Cause I'm a winner. From the moment that I get up, I'm feeling right.
Welcome back. It's time for the Playway draw for this evening, Thursday, the 28th of April, 2022. Joining me once again is Miss Priscilla Barry. She's representing PKF Accountants and Business Advisors. Now, don't forget with the Playway game, all you got to do is bet as little as $1 up to $10 in increments on any number or dream symbol of your choice, and get to win 24 times the amount you bet. That's $24 for every dollar spent. It's time to reveal tonight's winning Playway number. Follow your dreams, win your way with Playway. Good luck. And this evening's winning Playway number is... Yes, this evening's winning Playway numbers are number 34. That's 3434. The dream symbol is Mako. Just to repeat, tonight's winning Playway number 34. 3434. The dream symbol is Mako. Congratulations if you're a winner this evening. We've got the cash flow draw up next, so get your tickets out and we'll see you then.
I'm a winner. You are winner. We are winners. Winners.
It's the big one. Grenada. Imagine winning $25,000 and up to 6 times by scratching just one lotto ticket. Get your triple cash scratch tickets for a chance to live your best life. Win easy with Scratch. For just $3, match any of your numbers to any of the winning numbers and win the prize shown for that number. Reveal a money back symbol and win the prize instantly. Triple cash scratch in stores now. Must be 18 or older to play.
Cause I'm a winner. From the moment that I get up, I'm feeling right.
Win more with the NLA's Daily Cash Fall. Every day with more plays and bigger prizes to be won. It's a 4-digit game with all the bet types you already know and much, much more. From 0000 to 9999. Choose your 4 numbers and place your bet from 11 different bet types. Choose from inline, 4 different mixes, first 3, last 3, and 4 different backup options too. Best of all, it starts at just $1, except for backups, which starts at $2. Win as much as $5,000 with a $1 inline bet and as much as $6,200 in a $2 backup bet. Imagine $50,000 for a winning $10 inline bet. There's definitely more to win with the Daily Cash 4. More plays, bigger prizes. Twice per day, Mondays to Saturdays. Must be 18 and over to participate. NLA, making your dreams come true while supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
Welcome back once again, viewers and listeners. It's time for the Daily Cash for draw for this evening, Thursday, the 28th of April, 2022. Of course, standing with me once again is Ms. Priscilla Barry. She's representing PK of Accountants and Business Advisors. Don't forget, with the Cash for game, you can bet as little as $1 on most of the bet types, but with the exception of backup, in which case you bet $2. Let's find out what the winning numbers will be for this evening. It's more plays, bigger prizes. Good luck. First number is, first number 0, second number 0, third number 7, and the final number is 9. It's time to recap. First number was 0, the second number 0, third number up was 7, and the fourth and final was 9. Well, congratulations if you're a winner this evening, and of course, don't forget to go on out there tomorrow at God's Will, get your tickets, and do continue to support sports, culture, and nation building. Have a good night.
Win more with the NLA's Daily Cash 4 every day with more plays and bigger prizes to be won. It's a 4-digit game with all the bet types you already know and much, much more. From 0000 to 9999. Choose your 4 numbers and place your bet from 11 different bet types. Choose from inline, 4 different mixes, first 3, last 3, and 4 different backup options too. Best of all, it starts at just $1, except for backups, which starts at $2. Win as much as $5,000 with a $1 inline bet and as much as $6,200 in a $2 backup bet. Imagine $50,000 for a winning $10 inline bet. There's definitely more to win with the Daily Cash 4. More plays, bigger prizes. Twice per day, Mondays to Saturdays. Must be 18 and over to participate. NLA, making your dreams come true while supporting sports, culture, and nation building.
The 5th Annual Masters of Calypso Melody and Rhythm Edition, Sunday, May 8th, Mother's Day, at the Spice Basketbolio St. George's. Showtime, 6 p.m. and tickets cost $60. Featuring live from Trinidad and Tobago, Baron. Chigalos.
This party time, I'm feeling to wine.
From Barbados, Red Plastic Bag. From Grenada, Beast, Scholar, Inspector, Black Wizard, Cox, Samantha Dixon, Squeezy, and Moyakai. A special award ceremony for the Hitman Inspector.
Let me tell you that, Inspector, eating better. Make yourself at home, young fella. Eating better.
All artists backed by the Royal Grenada Police Force Band. A special cocktail on entry for all mothers. Compliments West Hall Rum. Tickets available at Mitchell's Health and Wellness Grand Anse, Grenada Optical St. George's, Kittens Pharmacy in St. George's and Grand Anse, St. David's Pharmacy, Licks and Bites Guave, Maxie's Bar Grenville. Masters of Calypso, powered by West Hall Rum's National Lotteries Authority, Flo, Senator Nolan Cox, Captain Harris Sweets, Mitchell's Health and and Wellness, ML Construction Services, King Elvis Taxi and Tours. One special evening dedicated to mothers. Sunday, May 8th, 6 p.m. This will be one unforgettable show.
She wants sad, she wants plumbing.
The Marquee Pentecostal Church presents 4 Sundays of Good News, beginning Easter Sunday at the Marquee Basketball Court. The open-air meetings will take place on April 17th and 24th and May 1st and 15th from 6:30 p.m. each Sunday. Come hear dynamic preaching from Bishop Dave King.
I am still standing because Jehovah God is still my healer. He is my deliverer.
And evangelist Abraham Regis.
When you're born again, you're born into the kingdom of God.
Addressing the chaotic events now happening around the world. 4 Sundays of Good News will be streamed live from the Marquee Pentecostal Church Facebook page and Hope 103.1 FM. Don't miss this grand time of music, song, and the Word on April 17th and 24th and May 1st and 15th from 6:30 p.m. each Sunday.
When a loved one passes on, we all need the comfort, support, and guidance of a trusted friend. You can rely on LaCour Brothers Funeral Home. We provide a personalized professional service that exceeds all expectations. Our dedicated staff responds to your every need with the greatest detail, ensuring affordability with a variety of options. Our upgraded state-of-the-art facilities, spacious air-conditioned chapel with live internet streaming, a modern, environmentally safe crematorium, the only of its kind on island, private viewing spaces, large on-site repast center, a modern transportation fleet. Join our burial society today and make personalized arrangements for that final moment. As you prepare to enter your loved one into eternal rest, visit or call LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and select a package that brings added comfort to the entire family. LaCour Brothers Funeral Home and Burial Society, continuing a tradition of excellence.
Joseph Peterson of Chantimel St. Patrick, who resided in the United Kingdom, passed away on Saturday 26th February 2022 at the age of 85. He was the husband of Sheila Mary Peterson, father of Michael, grandfather of 5, great-grandfather of 11, brother of Etelston, Andrew, Bella, Elliot, and Carlisle Peterson, brother-in-law of Cecilia, Ethelyn and Claudette Peterson, uncle of many, other relatives and close friends including Newton, Simon, Lydia and Boris, and friends at Master's Shop Chantimel and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Joseph Peterson of Chantimel St. Patrick, who resided in the United Kingdom, will take place on Friday 29th April in the United Kingdom. Arrangements entrusted to LaCour Brothers Funeral Home. Roll Leroy Searles, also known as the Buck, of Montmoritz, who resided at Calabash Alley, Grand Mall, St. George, passed away on Friday 22nd April 2022 at the age of 53. Left to mourn are his parents Leroy and Marjorie Searles, children Ronell and Rolly in the USA, Chaz, Ethan, Jewel, Gerald, Liam and Kalina in Grenada, one grandchild in the USA, close companion Marcia Thomas in the US, siblings Sonia in Canada, Wilton in Trinidad, Hannah, Korea and Dolores in the USA, Yvonne and Quabina in Grenada. Other relatives and friends including Janice Frederick and family, Fiona and family, Natalie and family, Nelline and family in the USA, Mashaline and family, the Searles, Seals, and Griffith families of Montmoritz, Irva Telesford and family in the USA, the Gangadine and Bayer families, Aunt Molly in the United Kingdom, the fishermen, farming and mechanic communities in Grenada, Carriacou and Petite Martinique. The funeral of the late Roll Leroy Searles, also known as the Buck, of Mount Moritz, who resided at Calabash Alley, Grand Mole, St. George, will take place on Friday 29th April at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Mount Moritz Holiness Church, Mount Moritz, St. George, and interment will be at the Mount Moritz Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Sherman Bain, also known as V's and Daw, of Mongelou, St. George, passed away on Monday 18th April 2022 at the age of 65. He was the father of Ryan Charles, Jason Sween and Shamanda Bain, adopted father of Kathy Pope, grandfather of Khaled Wilkinson Bain and Tahila Pope, brother of Wayne Bain and Jennifer Walters in the USA, Antoinette Trim in Trinidad and Tobago, and Irva Bain Purcell in Grenada, brother-in-law of Leonard Walters, George Purcell, Lisa Natalie Bain, and Samuel Trim. Close friend and caregiver, Deborah Sween, nephew of Lenora Worm, also known as Queen, and Preston Bain, uncle of many, including Beverly Nelson, Andre, Jr., Maria and Rachel Bain, Stacy and Hugh Halens, Jaden, Amelia and Christel. Many relatives and close friends including the Jacob family of Padmatar, the Worm family of Mongelou, Janice Francis and family of Woburn, the Bain and Spare families of Marion, the St. Bernard family, Pastor Stanford Simon and members of the Grenada Baptist Church, Damian Burris and family, Glenn Lambert and family, Brother Daniel, the Lord family, Bobby, Aniel and friends at Mongelou, the Checkley family of Springs, the staff of L.L. Ramdani, and friends and neighbors of Mongelou and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Sherman Bain, also known as V's and Daw, of Mongelou, St. George, will take place on Friday 29th April at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Grenada Baptist Church, Belmont, St. George, and interment will be at the Mongelou Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Benedict Leonard Coppin, also known as Mr. Ben, of Content, St. David, who resided at Mount Annan, St. David, a well-known bus owner and driver, carpenter and mason of St. David, passed away on Friday 22nd April 2022 at the age of 78. He was the father of Ruthlyn St. John, Royan Cato, Maryland Cato Francis, Erica, Katisha, and Kelisha Coppin, and Maureen Mitchell residing in Texas. Brother of Merrill Coppin Mark, Magdalene Coppin in Canada, Joycelyn Francis Coppin in Trinidad, and Jean Coppin Fleming in the USA. Uncle of many including Jennifer Toussaint, Lisa Mitchell, Kyron and Fallon Coppin, Marcel Roberts and Marcella Green, Joseph and Dennis Felix, Roger Charles, Deborah Coppin, and Carvel Titus. Many grands and great-grands including Anika and Blue Mitchell in Texas, Makila Mark, Kenisha Ferre, Chantel St. John, Neilon and Alana Hood, Kyle Roberts and Marvin Peters. Father-in-law of Inspector Ethon Francis and Cecil Mitchell in Texas. Caregivers Mrs. Bernadette McQuilking and Mr. Roy Young. Many cousins, other relatives and friends including Murray, Winifred Newton, Trymaine and Mr. Osbert Auguste of Mount Annan, the Coppin family of Birchgrove, the pastor and members of the Laura Christian Fellowship Church, and friends and neighbors of Mount Annan, Content, Thebaid, and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Benedict Leonard Coppin, also known as Mr. Ben, of Content, who resided at Mount Annan St. David, will take place on Friday 29th April at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Laura Christian Fellowship Church, and interment will be at the St. David Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Melissa Tanisha Hazard, also known as Mello, of Pomerose St. David, passed away on Thursday 14th April 2022 at the age of 34. She was the daughter of Beverly Rubin and Anselm Rubin, also known as Black Boy, sister of Celicia Hazard, goddaughter of Denise Williams, niece of Deanne Hazard and Sonia Mathlin Scott in the USA, Sandra Felix in Canada, Dolores, Henry, Harry, Gavin, Nelson, Eddie, Merilda, and Mary, aunt of Rick and Candisha, grandniece of Cyril Hazard, John Hazard, and Gerald Edwards. Many cousins including Javed, Janique, Janaya, Dwayne, Tammy, Hemon, Vanessa, Blondell, Kimonda, Decima, Suzanne, Lucy Noel, Sherman, and Trevor. Other relatives and friends including Kendall Vespri, Fitzroy Charles and family, Gloria Batiste and family, the Hall family of Pomerose and Retreat, the Reuben and Paul families of Pomerose, members of the Corinth Seventh-day Adventist Church, and friends and neighbors of Pomerose and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Melissa Tanisha Hazard, also known as Mello, of Pomerose St. David, will take place on Wednesday, May 4th at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the Seventh-day Adventist Church, Corinth St. David, and interment will be at the Pomerose Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Teresa Stewart, also known as Lazar or Miss T, of Belle Plaine St. David, died on Wednesday, April 20th, 2022, at the age of 91. Left to mourn her son Raphael Stewart, brother Victor Thomas, sisters Joan Sylvester and Brenda McKee, in-laws Grace Stewart, Elizabeth Thomas, Valden and Kenrick McKee, grandmother of Roxanne, Marva, Shane, Rodney, William, Royston, Christopher, Shermer, Rickson, Titoy, Eunice, Ron, Sean, Richard, Carol, Rochelle, and Patricia. Many nieces and nephews, including Barbara and Janin. Sons-in-law Anthony Joseph, Ryan Charles, and John Horsford. Other family and friends, including Irma Arnold and family, Michelle Fleming, Miss Monica, Anne Lallion and family, the McKee, Mapp, Street, Stewart, and Sylvester families, Tonty Joyce and family, Amiron Stewart, Vera Rouget and family, and friends and neighbors of Belle Plaine, St. Paul's, and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Teresa Stewart, also known as Lazar or Miss T, of Belle Plaine, St. David, will take place on Wednesday, May 4th at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the St. Paul's Anglican Church, and interment will be at the Mount Airy Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Teresa Babney Francis, also known as Mama, of Snug Corner, Mount Kumar, St. George, who resided in Trinidad, passed away on Tuesday, 5th April 2022, at the age of 72. Left to mourn are her children Chester and Ignatius Cobb in the U.S., Kevin Bubb and Joel James in Trinidad, one sister Cynthia Francis in Grenada, grandchildren Jaheim, Amari and Stephen Bubb, Joachim, Jolene and Josiah Cobb and Jeremiah, two nephews Rondell and Rondi, niece Alicia, cousin Cynthia James in Trinidad, Marsha, Sean and family. Other relatives and friends including Joan Paul and family, the Bubb family, the Clarence family, Paul of St. Mark, the Roberts family of Bolio, Yvonne Williams, and friends and neighbors of Snug Corner, Mount Kumar, and in Trinidad. The funeral service for the late Teresa Babney Francis, also known as Mama, of Snug Corner, Mount Kumar, St. George, who resided in Trinidad, will take place in Trinidad. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Maria George, also known as Queen, of Chantimel, who resided at Lamode St. Patrick, passed away on Tuesday, April 5th, 2022, at the age of 74. She was the mother of Kenny Alexander Frame, Stephen Alexander, Sanchia Alexander Charles, Andrea Alexander, Clive, and Dino George. Grandmother of many, including Curl Pope, Cazelle Charles, Denzel Alexander, Sherman and Kemaya Charles, Jamal Sherman, Tariq, and Jalea Knight. Great-grandmother of Summer and Kayani Pope and Javel Duncan. Sister of Voslin, Glenora, Gracelyn, Germaine, Armen, Kenesha and Imelda, Kimon, Ashley, Rollins, Lyndon, Lloyd and Mitchell. Mother-in-law of Kingsley Charles and Patricia O'Neill Alexander. Many nieces and nephews including Jacqueline Noel, Jackie Ann Slinger, Charmaine Frederick, Harriet Wint, Marcus and Richard Alexander, and Kelvin Bartender Frederick. Many other relatives and friends including the Thomas and Jeremiah families, Flora Noel and family, Grace George and family, Bernadette Joseph in Canada, Lorenzo Bill Phillip, Rosalind Frame and family, Teacher Linda and family, Hazel and Samuel and family, Joan Joseph of Grove, Floyd Whitehand Langine of Concord, Kendall Frederick, Mr. Arthur Lewis, and friends and neighbours of Shantimel, Prospect, Marley, and Lamode St. Patrick. The funeral of the late Maria George, also known as Queen, of Shantimel, who resided at Lamode St. Patrick, will take place on Thursday, May 5th at 1 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the St. Patrick's Catholic Church, Sautez, and interment will be at the Marley Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Yvette Walker, also known as Tanti Yvette, of Vendham St. George, passed away on Sunday, 17th April 2022, at the age of 62. She was the mother of Marlon Walker, mother-in-law of Gillian Nichols Walker, sister of Sandyford, Samuel, Cecil and Roll Walker, niece of Joan and Cecilia Thomas, and Cosmas Lambert in the United Kingdom, Cynthia Lambert, and Janet Sylvester in Grenada, aunt of Otha Collier, Neasha Keynes Douglas, Alex, Candice, Corel, Colette, Natalie, Chantel and Olivia Walker, Theophilus Richards, Roldan, Timothy, Nicholas and Omar Walker. Grand aunt of many, including Krista Ferguson. Sister-in-law of Yvonne, Dawn, Tessa and Aloma Walker. Many cousins including Veronica McBurney and James and Wendy Thomas in the United Kingdom. Other relatives and friends in Grenada and abroad including the Lambert family of Vendham and St. Paul's, the Cambridge, Marishaw, Francis, Gittins, Charles, Frank and Mitchell families of Vendham, the Humphrey, Gittins and Edmund families of Birchgrove, the James family of Old Fort, the Walker families of Vendham, Boca and Grove, the Paris family of Boca, the O'Neill and Haynes families, the Adolphus family of Bolio, the Bowler and Antwine families of Happy Hill, the management and staff of Creative Design and Building Construction, Father Sean Duggett, and parishioners of the Bolio and Vendham Catholic churches, and friends and neighbours of Vendham and surrounding areas. The funeral of the late Yvette Walker, also known as Tanti Yvette of Vendham St. George, will take place on Thursday, May 5th at 12 noon. Funeral service will be held at the Our Lady Help of Christians Catholic Church, Bolio, and entombment will be at the Vendham Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Daphne Joseph, née Samuelson, also known as Darty, of Laton St. David, passed away on Wednesday, 16th March 2022, at the age of 87. She was the mother of Michael Francis of La Follette, Miriam Bob, Venny and Michelle Joseph in Grenada, Stephanie Joseph, and Deborah Blesdell Joseph in the USA, stepmother of Brian Francis, grandmother of Denny, Damien, Sean, Shane, Jamie, Akisha, Mtume, Renee and Ashley in the USA, Kiwani, Janae, Chanel, Keon, Anika, Kazim, and Shakira in Grenada, great-grandmother of many, sister of Maria Paul, Cecilia Benjamin in the USA, Selvin Benjamin, Tobias, Carmen, and Norma Blair, aunt of Sharon, Joan, Yvonne, Matthew and Randolph Mitchell, Alice Alexander, Nicholas and Elvis Franklin in the USA, Elsie in England, Kinta Benjamin in Canada, Anne-Marie Mitchell, Hermione, Kester and Alistair, Peter and Edmund Blair, mother-in-law of Matthew Bob, Kenny Blesdell and Dennis Dragon, her caregiver Annette Fleming. Other relatives and friends including the Samuelson, Joseph, Mitchell, Benjamin and Edwards families in Grenada, Carriacou, and the USA, the Blair family, including Alma Bain, Roosevelt McDonald, and friends and neighbors of Latente, Pomerose, Malmount, and Crochu. The funeral of the late Daphne Joseph, née Samerson, also known as Darty of Latente St. David, will take place on Thursday, May 5th at 1:30 p.m. Funeral service will be held at the St. Martin de Porres Catholic Church, Crochu St. Andrew, and interment will be at the Churchyard Cemetery. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Veronica Annette Seals of Grand Mole St. George died on Friday, April 8, 2022, at the age of 64. Annette leaves to mourn her 3 loving children, Kathy Ann, Beverly Ann, and Brian, sisters Anne, Lynette, and Bernadette, brothers Desmond, Osmond, and Michael, 15 grandchildren including Dante, brothers and sisters-in-law, 2 sons-in-law Michael and Roderick, and daughter-in-law Vanessa, many nieces and nephews, and cousins including Shark and Jenna in the U.S., 1 uncle and many aunts including Sister Eileen and Miss Ermy. Other relatives and friends including the extended Seals family of Monkmoritz, the Searles family, the Paul family, and surrounding neighbors including the Charles, Maskell, and Chandler family, many friends including Sister Vernis, and last but not least, the Faith Independence Baptist Church and Extended Independence Baptist Ministries. The funeral service for the late Veronica Annette Seals of Grand Mole St. George will take place on Thursday, May 5th. Funeral service will be held at the Market Hill Evangelical Center beginning at 2 p.m. with tributes, and interment will be at the St. George's Center Cemetery. Joseph Primus, also known as Uncle Joe of Marley St. Patrick, died on Friday, 22nd April 2022, at the age of 88. The funeral arrangements for the late Joseph Primus, also known as Uncle Joe of Marley St. Patrick, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Veronica Ann Thomas of Marigot St. John passed away on Saturday, 23rd April 2022, at the age of 69. The funeral arrangements for the late Veronica Ann Thomas of Marigot St. John will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes.
Wilma Cecilia Pierre, also known as Cecilia Gibbs, of Cemetery Hill, St. George, who resided at Seaview, Carriacou, passed away on Thursday, 21st April, at the age of 59. Funeral arrangements for the late Wilma Cecilia Pierre, also known as Cecilia Gibbs of Cemetery Hill, St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home. Daniel Seeley, also known as Scorpion of Belmont, St. George, who resided in the USA and Romania, died on the 13th of April 2022 at the age of 62. The funeral arrangements for the late Daniel Seeley will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
Errol Richard Bruno of Grandon St. George, who resided at Petmotar St. David, passed away on Monday, 18th April 2022, at the age of 71. The funeral arrangements for the late Errol Richard Bruno of Grandon St. George, who resided at Petmotar St. David, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes. Simon Thomas, also known as Kojo, of Frequente St. George, passed away on Thursday, 7th April 2022, at the age of 60. The funeral arrangements for the late Simon Thomas, also known as Kojo, of Frequente St. George, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements entrusted to Lacqua Brothers Funeral Homes.
Raymond Toussaint, also known as Tuss, of Pearl St. Andrew, who resided in Westerhall St. David, passed away on Monday, 28 March, at the age of 58. The funeral arrangements for the late Raymond Toussaint, also known as Tuss, of Pearl St. Andrew, who resided in Wester Hall, St. David, will be given in a subsequent broadcast. Funeral arrangements have been entrusted to Bailey's Funeral Home.
The management and staff of MTV extend deepest condolences to those of you whose loved ones have passed on. Thanks for watching.